Okay guys, so the video may not be that long, but at the same time, you're probably gonna have to pause some of this to write down a lot of information, okay? So this is 9.1 honors and 7.1 math 7, okay? We're talking about understanding likelihood and probability, okay? And it says, what is probability and how is it related to outcome, okay? Now, I'm gonna do, you know what? I am gonna go over here. I want you guys to write this stuff down. This is your vocabulary for this week, okay? So I always explain the difference between probability, chance, and odds, okay? I could read you this stuff and everything else, but I think you can read it pretty well. If you can't, ask me. Probability means we're comparing something to the total amount, okay? That's what we're doing, is we're doing it to the total amount. And I'll explain that with this scenario down here, okay? Chance means we don't have any idea what the possible outcomes are. And so you're just saying, like, what's the chance of a dog running into a store? We don't know what the chances are because we don't know what the outcomes are, okay? We don't know if there's any dogs in the area. We don't have any stats to go along with it. Odds is when we put one against the other. Okay, so in other words, if it's a football team, it's one football team against the other. Okay, guys? So those are the differences, and you're going to see that right now in an example. So it says the example scenario, okay? We have 6 blue marbles and 4 red marbles, and they are in a bag together, and we're going to choose out of that bag. Now, if we go through and we say, what's the probability of choosing a blue marble? Now, this is what I mean by the possible outcome, right? Okay, the outcome that we want being over the total amount. In other words, we would have 6 blue marbles, right? And that's because we have 6 blue, probability of choosing a blue, there's 6 of them, over 10, the whole amount. Because there are 10 marbles altogether, 6 plus 4, 10 marbles. And then we need to reduce this, okay guys? And so we would divide this both by 2 over 2 and find out that our actual probability is 3/5, okay? 3/5. So that's the way we figure out probability. The possible positive outcomes based on the whole amount, okay? If it were chance, guys, we wouldn't even know there were marbles. We wouldn't even know there was a bag. We wouldn't know what's going on. Okay? Chance is just simply chance. And so this does not apply to this scenario. Odds, though, blue versus red, that would be 6. And we put a colon and 4. See how we didn't use the total amount of 10? We used 6 versus 4. 6 blue marbles versus 4 red marbles. Again, we would reduce this down. I could divide both of them by 2, and this is 3 to 2 odds. So that's our answer there, 3 to 2 odds. Okay? This is not a lesson about odds, about chance. It is about probability, though, and I wanted you guys to know the difference between them. Okay? All right, let's look at the next one. So we'll go back to this. Okay, so this is example 2. Okay? Now, this should put it in a pretty fair and easy way to understand it. I have a 12-sided cube. All right? A 12-sided die. Cube. It's not a cube, it's a die. Okay, so a cube only has 6 sides, all right? But anyways, it's a 12-sided die, and it's numbered 1 through 12, okay? So what we want to understand is I've got a set here, a set of different outcomes. I numbered 1 through 12, okay? And then what they want to know is, what's the probability of rolling an 11? Okay, well, we need to know, first of all, if we're talking probability, it's out of the total amount. Our total amount of outcomes are 12. There's 12 outcomes, okay? And then how many of them can equal 11? Just 5 and 6, just 1. So the probability is 1 out of 12, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. It says rolling a number greater than 5. So that's greater than 5. That would mean 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First of all, there are 12 possible outcomes. And 7. Can I reduce that? No, it won't reduce. So that's our probability, 7 out of 12. A number greater than 12. What's the probability of a number greater than 12? 12 is possible outcomes. There are no numbers greater than 12. And so we would say 0 out of 12, or just simply a 0 probability. Okay, guys, that's what we're looking at as far as probability. Hopefully that explains it well. All right, let's look at Excel number 3. All right, so here's what we're looking at. I'm going to read this, and then hopefully I'll read it well enough because it's different numbers, and then we'll go through it and show you how to solve it. So here's the scenario. Remember, you could read yours too, okay? So it says, suppose you have a bag with 25 letter tiles in it, and 4 of the tiles are the letter H. If you pick a letter tile, so in other words, 25 letters, right? So that's our total amount of outcomes in the bag. 4 of them are H. In other words, it has a probability of 4 out of 25, okay? But then they ask us to really look at this, and they say, suppose that there are 200 tiles. So that's 200 possibilities, right? And that 164 of the tiles are H. So that's 164 over 200, okay? Now I'm going to erase this so you guys don't get it confused with that. So 164 out of 200, okay? And so what they're saying is, we look at this and I realize that both of them are even numbers. So what I need to do is at least divide by 2. Now it's okay if you do this more than once, but I will say that I already know we divided by 4. So I'm going to divide both of these by 4. We get 41 over 50. That's our actual probability. When they have you punch it into there, it's going to be 41 out of 50. But in this one, they want to know what the probability is as a fraction and as a percent. Okay, guys? Now, there are 2 different ways to do this as a percent. If you are smart about this and you have good number sense, and it's okay, we're learning these different strategies, but you should pick this up. Anything over 100 equals a percent. So I noticed right away that this bottom one, so I'm going to rewrite this here, 41 over 50. This bottom one right here, if I multiply this by 2, this is going to equal 100. Okay? That means I should multiply this by 2 and I get 82. This means this equals 82%. Okay, that 82% probability, because 82 over 100, anything over 100 is a percent. Now, if you can't remember that, remember my other part, and that is my other strategy. Every fraction is what type of problem? Division problem. So in other words, we would go 41 divided by 50, which equals 0 and 82 hundredths. We would multiply this by 100 and also get 82%. We get that decimal, multiply it by 100, we get 82%. Okay? So those are the examples, guys. If you have any problems, don't forget to ask in class. Remember to practice. Remember to hit that similar question if you need some more practice on it. And remember to go through and check your help me solve this if you're at home and you're stuck. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.